Hi there, my name is Patrick McCrann, the author of Train to Live, Live to Train, The Insider's Guide to Building the Ultimate Fitness Lifestyle. And I'm very excited for you to be interested in the book and the program. First things first, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm an endurance coach, been coaching since 2004 as a full-time job. Over that time, have worked with hundreds of triathletes, marathoners, venture racers, and so on to help them build their fitness to peak for their ultimate events. Every year, someone's got a new race, someone's got a new challenge, and like rabbits, us endurance athletes, we like to rally together, put our Type A personalities to work, and tackle these new challenges. It's a fun adventure as an athlete. It's an awesome adventure as a coach. It's been inspiring to me, and I've really enjoyed that life cycle. But it hasn't all been gumdrops and fairy dust. Working with literally hundreds of athletes, having people read my books, my blog, follow me online. I've heard a lot of great stories that are empowering, stories that are compelling, stories of comeback, stories of triumph, of tragedy. But no two stories are the same. And one of the things that I have noticed across all of these people is a common thread. Everybody wants to be the best athlete they can be. And in many circles, the ability to become your best is in some ways equated with your ability to make sacrifices in other areas of your life. Be they personal, professional, social. In other words, if you are to be the best endurance athlete you want to be, as a triathlete, as a runner, as an adventure racer, as a mountain biker, as cyclocross, whatever it is that you do, there's a certain inherent nature that says, hey, you've got to become an endurance monk, right? You've got to lock yourself away, train, you've got to eat only certain foods. It's best if you go to bed super early. Changes your landscape of your friends, changes your interactions with your family if you're so blessed. And as a result, people sort of tend towards that level of the spectrum over their lifespan within whatever their particular sport may be. Because once you do an event once, you know you can do it better, right? And so what happens is people become more and more serious. They begin to make more and more sacrifices. And ultimately, if you took a pie, begin to put more and more into that pie share of doing work for training's sake, improving their training, improving their racing. And our pie, folks, whether this is news to you or not, is a finite amount of pie. And the more you put into your training, that means you're taking away from something else. And when people look at excellent endurance athletes, they say, wow, he or she must be genetically blessed, or he or she has got opportunities that I haven't had. In reality, the biggest differentiating factor between endurance athletes is not money, is not genetics, is not time. It's what they do with that time. And it's ultimately the fact that those people have been at the game long enough that they have actually built a lifestyle around how they train and race. So you read about endurance athletes who sleep 10 hours a day and have their food prepared by special chefs and get massages all the time and see an ART specialist once a week. And do all this crazy training around that. They can do that training because they have that support network. They have that support network because they've made a commitment. They've built a lifestyle. Now, I'm certainly not advocating that you go out and quit your job and do lots of crazy things with your fitness. What I am here to tell you is this. You can be a phenomenal athlete, 10 times better than you are right now, if you would only invest your time in a way that yields the best return on investment for you as an athlete and does not compromise what you do at work, at home, or at play. I think people look at it as a zero-sum game, and in reality, the best athletes look at this as a win-win situation. The more time I spend with my family, the more quality time I have with them, the better interactions I have, the more likely they are to support me and give me time when I need it to train. Right? The minute you start nickel and diming your family or nickel and diming your job for extra time is the minute they start to become stingy as well, and they want more of you and they're less willing to give. So within the Train to Live system here, what I've given you basically is a roadmap to building your own fitness lifestyle, okay? Getting you from point A to point Z, where you want to be with your fitness, without having to make those crazy sacrifices that you read about and that are held so high in esteem in our various sporting circles, okay? I walk you through the whole paradigm, and it's a little bit unique, so you definitely want to check it out, okay? We start with defining what the endurance lifestyle means. We move to eliminating what the obstacles are within that endurance lifestyle. And most of the time, it's the psyche and the mindset that you bring to the table around your concepts of being an athlete and being an excellent athlete within that space. Then we move on to dealing with the building blocks. Let's set up a couple key elements like consistency, a basic training week, and letting you understand where you cannot insert volume into that training week. Let's define that basic element now so you're secure in yourself and your decision-making process as an athlete, and then we can move forward to doing things like what I call automating your endurance lifestyle, which talks a lot about how you manage tasks and responsibilities outside of your exercise space. Imagine that, right? You work out maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 hours a week. Well, across any given week, right, there's 100 and so many hours in a week. Oh, good God, I'm going to do the math right now on camera. 720, 140, right, and then 28. So 168 hours in a week. You're only working out for 20, only 20 in a week, right? There's all that other time in your life that needs to be managed, taken care of. And if you can do a better job of accomplishing what you need to accomplish in those other 148 hours of your week, you'll have a better time training and recovering and preparing for those quality sessions you want as an athlete. From there, we move on to sort of how do you take this lifestyle that you've built for the building blocks, going through the fundamentals of how you're going to automate your lifestyle, and then ultimately, how do you go about managing the ups and the downs, the hiccups, the side stops, problems that are going to happen along the way, because they will. And I give you some tips on that as well. Then, depending on whichever version of the Train to Live book you buy, you can get your hands on some case studies that I've done, as well as some additional visual resources to help you go through that planning process. At the end of the day, Train to Live is a very personal book for me because it details a lot of where my personal journey has come from and the missteps that I took and how you can avoid them. But even more importantly, it's a story of how other athletes who are just like you, trying to be the best that they can be, have taken steps to become a great athlete and still remain a strong person at the workplace, strong at their family, and strong in their social lives. Being a great endurance athlete has nothing to do with making sacrifices. Save those sacrifices for race day when you need to, definitely make some really tough decisions about how fast you want to get to that finish line. But until you get to that point, learn through my book, Train to Live, Live to Train, The Insider's Guide to Building the Ultimate Fitness Lifestyle, how you can create a system by which you can live, you can be fit, you can be happy, you can be productive at work, and you can win across all columns, and then ultimately leading you to be the best that you can be. I hope you check it out. I hope you enjoy it. If you do have any questions, be sure to check out the free Fit Life seminar at the bottom of the homepage. From there you can sign up and I will send you 5 installments via email form to give you more information about the book and how the system works. Thanks again for checking it out, folks. Best of luck out there. I will see you online or at the races.